Hi everyone, I'm Ray and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you join me on this journey of mine. Today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different that I've never really addressed in a public forum in this manner, and that is autoimmune disease. I am an autoimmune disease sufferer and I have hypothyroidism and Graves' disease. And having an autoimmune disease can be very challenging. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. And so I decided to share this or a little bit about what's been happening in my experiences, because it just seems that some things have been happening in my life recently, and I've come in contact with a few people that I really felt like maybe could benefit from having someone share their story with them so that they wouldn't necessarily feel alone or as afraid or confused. Please do not misunderstand. I am not a mental health professional. I'm just sharing what my experiences have been, some of the things that I have done that have worked very well for me. And I'm also going to share some of the things that I have done that have been not only have they been unproductive, but almost self-sabotaging at times. And I'll get into why and the hows and all of that at another time. But getting back to the topic at hand, autoimmune disease is definitely on the rise. It's being more recognized. There was a time where people really didn't understand or know a lot about a thyroid or anything like that. Hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism. I do not pretend to be an expert. I'm still learning about this myself. I was diagnosed with Graves' disease and had radiation treatment in 2005. I started to notice some very troubling symptoms. My hair was falling out. I was suffering with insomnia. I was dealing with tremendous weight gain, which my hair was falling out. And it was starting to affect me, and I had some self-esteem issues because I couldn't get the weight off. My hair's falling out. I was tired all the time, and I just wasn't the person that I was accustomed to being, and I wasn't the person that my friends and family were used to, and that was difficult to go through because I felt embarrassed and ashamed that I couldn't, go on my long runs or hit the gym twice a day and do all the things that made me happy because I was exhausted and I just did not know what was going on with me. And I went to this doctor and that doctor and the other doctor, and I just got so very tired of going to doctors, and it was a struggle. But basically, when you have an autoimmune disease, especially something like Graves' disease, but any autoimmune disease, honestly, it's a situation where your body begins to attack itself. You have white blood cells in your body so that they can help fight off disease and infection. And when that goes wrong, when you have an autoimmune disease, the reverse happens. Your white blood cells, they may still continue to fight off disease and infection, but they also attack the good things in your body, the healthy tissue, the healthy organs, the healthy systems that you have in place. Specifically in my situation, your endocrine system, which basically controls all of your functioning systems in your body. Your metabolic system, sorry guys if this is too personal, reproductive system, which is hormone laden, and it just can set off an onslaught of very confusing, unsettling symptoms and feelings, and I was ashamed of myself at sometimes because I just felt like I wasn't the person who I had become known to be in my own mind and also to others. And it was a struggle to try to keep it together and maintain full-time employment and have a million doctor's appointments and lab results, and not even more so, what was even more upsetting was I really didn't understand what was happening to me. And every time I would go to a doctor and explain that I'm having this symptom or that symptom or the other symptom, they would tell me that it was most likely related to my thyroid, which was very frustrating for me because I began to feel that every time I mentioned that I had a thyroid condition, I felt like it was an easy out for doctors who maybe didn't want to look for something further as to why I had insomnia, or why I had some other hormonal irregularities, why I was developing cystic acne, why my hair was falling out, why I could never seem to get enough rest, and it was a real struggle to hold it together. And I basically became a shell of my former self, kind of acting the part, but not really feeling the part. And I don't know if you can relate to that, because I pray that, many of you haven't had to go through that. But for those of you who have, or those of you who may be going through it right now, it's a really, really disheartening thing to have to experience because you don't understand it. And you really need a great support system. You need people, not necessarily people that understand your condition, but can be supportive and be a listening ear or shoulder to lean on. And sometimes that may mean that you may need to find that in a therapeutic session, in a therapeutic environment, or you may have a good friend or a group of friends who are willing to listen to you and not necessarily solve your problems for you, but sometimes you just need to vent. And that was one of my things. I tried to not talk about it, and I went from one extreme to another. I went from not talking about it to talking about it so much that I got tired of talking about it. And then I felt like people were tired of hearing about it. So when that happens and you're not feeling well and all of these things are going on, what's the next step? What do? We then start to withdraw and isolate ourselves because we don't understand this. We don't want to be a burden. We don't want to be a chronic complainer, but talk therapy is great for me. And I've been blessed with some tremendous friends, and even my primary care physician and my endocrinologist have been very supportive and been very good listeners. But my friends, a few of my very closest friends that I feel that I can trust with my feelings and my thoughts, because it is very private and sensitive. You don't want to share, you don't want to overshare in the wrong environment or with people who don't understand or don't care to understand. So it's hard. It's a lot to juggle. But going forward, I am going to continue to make these videos. I'm uploading this one today because I'm going through one of those times when dealing with this illness is just, it's a lot. And you have good days and bad days. And today is one of those days when you wake up and you just don't feel like yourself, and you don't feel like you look your best, and you just sometimes develop a very bleak outlook. And positive thinking, healthy eating, a good support system, and belief in a higher power, whether for you that's God or the universe. You have to maintain a sense of hope. You can't give up hope, and you have to continue. I'm sorry about that. My cell phone's going off. But you have to continue to push forward. So I will end this video by saying thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe. Please leave comments for me in the comment section and share with me, and I will definitely answer you as quickly as possible. And I'm sorry about that cell phone. I forgot to turn the ringer off. But as you can tell, I'm a Selena Gomez fan, and one of the main things that I, other than her incredible talent and her humanity and her kind heart and genuine personality, and she just, all of these are just my perceptions of her. I've never met her, I don't know her, but she seems like a very warm and lovely person. But she's also a huge celebrity that also suffers with an autoimmune disease. So I kind of feel somewhat of a kinship with her, because I know what it's like to carry a lot of responsibility and have to try to manage all of the symptoms of autoimmune disease at the same time. So again, thank you for listening. I hope you'll continue to follow me on this journey. I hope that you will participate actively by leaving your comments and subscribing to the channel. And there's other things on the channel as well, but I'm going to do a little bit more of this because I've had several people in the past few weeks just bring up things to me that I felt like were giving me clues from the universe or whatever, that, you know, maybe God's trying to tell me something. Maybe my struggle and my story is meant to be shared to help other people and also help myself not lose faith and not give up hope. So thanks again. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.